Good morning, Cherubland. How are you all doing today? Fantastic, I hope. Fantastic. How is school been going? Are you getting back in the swing of things in? Yeah, I know it's a little bit different, but hey, I think if we just realize that we can't change the situation, but find out the good and the bad, and find out how we can become better and maybe help others, I think it helps us a little bit. It may be even our what? Maybe our responsibility. I know it sounds big, but let me ask you this. If you all were, let's say, given a toy, put it in a room with other people your age, and the teacher left the room or the supervisor, what would they expect you to do? Yeah, to play with each other, to help one another, to learn about each other, to be kind to one another. That means that will be your responsibility, right? Yeah. So maybe God has allowed this to happen so that maybe we get to, fulfill our responsibility. Before I get started, getting ahead of myself, do y'all remember what responsibility is? Let's do it. Right finger in the air. Echo buttons on. Responsibility. Showing you can be trusted with what's expected of you. Responsibility. Showing you can be trusted with what's expected of you. Echo buttons off. Well, God wouldn't have allowed this situation to happen and expected us to do something different. Okay. Throughout the stories we read, God helps and helps and helps. He doesn't expect those people to do A, B, or C, does he? He expects them to trust in him. Yeah, to make the wise choice. I know I can't do this. So I have to totally rely upon God. So that God will do what he said he would do for us. He just asked us to make the wise choice, to trust in him. Or even to know our responsibility. Yeah, that's not expected of us. Your parents don't give you the keys to the car and say, hey, drive yourself to school. That's not expected of you. So why would God expect us to get rid of the pandemic? To make this or that happen? He doesn't. He expects us to be able to trust in him and to do exactly what he's asked us to do. To love, to forgive, to be kind, to be gentle, and to be patient. Yeah. We can all learn those things right there in the books we read. Right there in the gospel when Jesus teaches us those things. It's a different way of looking at it. We just gotta know our responsibility. Yeah. Do y'all remember the memory verse? Came from Luke, didn't it? Y'all want to use echo buttons again? We might as well. We've knocked the dust off of them already. Right finger there. Echo buttons on. Suppose you could be trusted with something very little. Then you could also be trusted with something very large. Luke 16 and 10. Echo buttons off. Yeah. You got a little assignment. You don't say, I want the big assignment. Why didn't they give it to me? How about we be trusted with the little thing? Making up our bed, taking out the trash, washing dishes, vacuuming, doing our homework. Yeah, without being have to ask or beg or coerced or bribed or given this. That's our responsibility. Nothing's hindering us from doing those things except for us and our willingness to do so. There's no dishwashing monster. You can't wash dishes today. You need to go play your video game first. Oh. There's no dishwashing monster. It's the fact that I'd rather sit around and play my video game until somebody reminds me or tells me why I did it. But it's my responsibility. Or even to make up my own bed. Or to take out the trash, whatever they may be. There's no reason why we shouldn't. Not outside. It may be right here. It may be right there in the heart. It might be inside. Let's look there first. Maybe it's a reason. Maybe we don't see the importance of it. Maybe we don't see the value and the responsibility we've been given. Maybe we want to have more, but we don't want to value the we want to drive. We want our own cell phone, but we don't want to make up the bed. We don't want to do our homework on time. We want to be able to go spend a night over someone's house, but we don't clean up our own room. No. You're not going to beat Mr. Elwood up. Because Mr. Elwood's telling you the truth. I know it to be true. Because I was in your seat before. I was on the last level. And I just didn't feel, I did not take my responsibility serious. I had to learn. And I just want you guys to be able to learn a lot sooner than I did. With a lot less whoopings and punishments and talking to them. Because all those things are there just to get me to understand. Be what? Be responsible. Be trusted with a little bit. So then I can trust you with more. I actually want to tell you all a story. Yeah, it'll really put things in perspective then. It actually comes from Jesus. So anytime Jesus actually was with his disciples, he always wanted to teach them about things. What way to be able to handle themselves and to be able to give them understanding of what the kingdom of God is all about. But one of the ways he taught them was in stories. Yeah, like a parable. This one's much deeper than it sounds. It's actually about a rich ruler And he actually, well, because of the pandemic, the rich ruler hadn't been traveling a lot. So I actually was able to get the rich ruler to come in and tell you all for himself what happened. If y'all got a minute, he's ready. Can y'all hold on?
So you want me to tell him the whole story?
Hey, make sure you just tell them the story.
You're trying to teach them about responsibility.
Just as you did it.
That's something good. I've got a lot of things I've got to do. But I'll go ahead and tell them.
Don't forget to tell them about responsibility.
Yeah, I know, I promise you. I know the responsibility thing. If you all was just sit here and listen. So, I had some people. And there were actually 3. And I had these talents that I wanted to give them. And I wanted to see how well they could do it. I know you all are hearing about responsibility, and maybe you all can learn something from this. I gave each person an amount of talents. Some I thought were better than others, but each one had their own talent. So I didn't tell one he had this, the other one they had this. Each person had their own talents, and they were responsible for whatever it is I gave them. So the first one, I gave 5 talents to. And he went on his way. The second one, I gave 2 talents to. And she went on her way. And the last one, I gave 1 talent to. And he went on his way. Well, you know, I had so much to do. So I counted on them to take care of their talents the way I trained them, like I expected them to do so. So after time passed, I came back. And I came to the one that I gave 5 to. And wow, he turned those 5 talents into 10. I was greatly pleased. And I told him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Well, I came to the lady that I gave 2 talents to. And she turned those 2 talents into 4. I was most pleased, and I told her, well done, thou good and faithful servant. So then I came to the one that I gave 1, and he said, hold on, wait. I've got it buried in the backyard. I said, what? You buried it? What'd you do that for? He said, I know how mighty of a man you are and how you reap where you don't sow. So I was afraid and I just buried it. I won't scream again, but I totally went off. Matter of fact, I'm still upset. I cast him away because he was not responsible for what I've given him. The other 2, they doubled the amount. Instead of him working, investing, doing what I knew he could have done, he stuck what I've given him in his backyard and hid it. So nobody could see it, nor could he grow from it. Please, kids, excuse me, but I'm mighty upset.
Wow, that's a heavy story. That could actually be found in Matthew 25, verse 14 through 30. What do y'all think that was really about? Well, let's always ask ourselves questions. The rich ruler gave them money, gave them the talents. And they were supposed to do what? Increase it. They were supposed to put it to work. The first one, he turned 5 into 10. The second one, she turned 2 into 4. The last one, you remember what he did? Yeah, he buried it. It's backyard. I wonder why did he bury it? Yeah, he said he was afraid. I wonder what was he afraid of? But everybody else got their talents, and they weren't afraid. They were given that talent by the ruler because the ruler knew that they were very well capable of doing so. But the last one just chose to do something different. He chose to do it his way. He didn't want to honor his responsibility. Yeah, I know. There's no bags of gold that you all can find. There's no bags of talent that you can make increase. But what you do have is what? Yeah. What God has given you. Your ability to be able to love, to be kind, to be smart, to be intelligent. Whatever those things are. Oh, you do? You're always responsible? What about when you know the answer in class and you don't want to raise your hand? Because you either answer the first question, you don't want to seem like yeah. Or what about that new person in the class? That you know you're the most popular person, but you don't want to risk it because everybody else might not like them. And that's your responsibility? I could go on, but guess what? Look at your own self. You're never too young to look in the mirror. What is your real responsibility? What is God giving you that you're really good at that will do what? That will help bring God glory. That will help others say, what must I do to be saved? How must I believe in Jesus Christ? Show me the way. Yeah, we do it through the examples of how we live our life. It's our responsibility. So we don't find ourselves taking what we've been given and buried in our backyard so nobody can see it. We do what with the candle? Yeah, we set on a high place so everybody can see it. we may be able to be a light in a dark place. Because even at a young age, I don't know about you all, but no, I've never been through a pandemic at a young age. There have been some dark times. And thank God for Jesus Christ's light. It helped me to be able to see the way. You all can do the same thing for us. Remember, it's your responsibility. Nobody's going to make you do it. But wouldn't it feel really bad you spent all your time wondering, if I could have, what if I had, oh no, we always look at what somebody else has, what somebody else is given, what somebody else's opportunity is. We never look at what we were given. See, the guy that got one, he wasn't asked to turn into 10. He was asked just to turn into 2. Yeah. The one that had 5, he turned his into 10. And she turned her 2 into 4. God knows who we are. He gives us according to our own talents. So hopefully we learn. What? Make the most of what you've been given. Because if not, you're letting down your responsibility. You're letting down others. Somebody's counting on you. You may not know it. Somebody's counting on you. So remember, make the wise choice.